Doing the evil ending, I know. I'm working on that. Today we're doing the moral. By moral, I mean the Institute's moral. And on how I think the lore should be, personally. And maybe what could be done, or, you know, you'll see. And explaining, you know, how it's morally wrong to destroy the Institute, but yet, though, morally right to bring those responsible for their sins or bad actions to just trial and have a fair game. So for spoiler, oh yeah, by the way, spoiler alert, heavy spoiler, you've been warned. Turn back now, or once the screen's done loading. Feral ghouls look so different from normal ghouls like Hancock. More like zombies, if anything. Oh my god, look at their toes. They're like binded together. The game can load. The game will load, that would be good. Finally. So, the Institute. If you don't know what the Institute is, well, let's showcase them. Let me go to there and explain what they are and who they are. So, the Institute, you can unlock them by the quest institutional, I think, the molecular level, where you have to build the molecular relay device to a signal interceptor to teleport you into the Institute, basically. That's pretty cool. So, and when you go in there, right, this mysterious figure, kind of with a voice like Obi-Wan, old man Obi-Wan from Return of the Jedi. I mean, Episode 4, New Hope. The fuck are you doing in my... Get out. Oh, okay. Okay, go down this elevator, right? And then you have to go through, get there. Go through, this elevator, right? Then you find Sean, but then he gets deactivated by some old man. Then that old man is your son, Sean, the director of the Institute. The kid was a synth version of him. So you speak with him about the fuck, you know, what the fuck is going on. Then you go down, meet all the division heads. Dr. Madison Lee, you have to be the Brotherhood. She comes here. You have to convince her. Justin A. in the SRB. Madison Lee was in Advanced Systems. Clayton Holdren in Bioscience. Dr. Benet, I forget what his...
Greetings, sir.
Not Liam Benet, but... in robotics. So then Sean, your son, father, asked you to give... he asked you to give him a chance. I said yes, because I did the Institute ending. Right? So,
I don't know the transmitter.
Let me just do this quickly. Alright.
I'll send a courser when I can. I guess those raiders didn't know
I
what
brought
hit them.
X688 with me, by the way.
It was a slaughter. They never stood a chance.
In that case, I'm glad you're on our side. The raiders are a constant threat to our scavenging operations. Unfortunately, more synths are likely to be captured. If you want to continue helping us out,
then equip them with better weapons.
I'll let you know if we need another rescue.
How about this? Start working on a Gen 4 synth project. Then you can just dispatch most of the Gen 2 synths to do all your shit, and the Gen 1s will be scrapped. That's right, Gen 1s. You're all scrap metal now. So anyway, right? On the surface, you find out the Institute's committed many crimes. Some unforgivable, like kidnapping people and, the FEV, they're behind super mutants, because that's what the FEV has explained. Right? Trying to make better soldiers, because if they weren't going to make a breakthrough at the Gen 3, then they needed something better than the old school Gen 1 and 2 synth. So basically, they were trying to replace you.
Scanning. Subject identified.
Basically, they were trying to replace these creeps.
Hey.
All systems nominal.
Oh, your voice is weird. How'd you scan me, you creep? What are you scanning to? Don't look at me like nothing's going on. Better not be a criminal sin. Okay, I'm not. Anyway, I'm not. Let's not get sidetracked. So you find out they're behind super mutants in the FEV lab. Just disable that, and I'll show you what the hell went on with Dr. Virgil. Damn it, game. Freaking auto-saving. Game will load. So the FEV is forced evolutionary virus. Guessed it, it's behind super mutants. Then this is like a wrecked version. I wonder what they were doing here, because I have wondered why does this area not look like this? It looks more like pre-war or post-war Institute style. I'm an Institute style. So they were studying super mutants basically with the FEV. They're trying to replace these ones, Gen 1s, with Gen 3 synths. If they didn't work, then I guess they'd have to rely on their backup. These motherfuckers. So yeah, basically we've listed. So the Institute's crimes are super mutants, kidnapping people and replacing them. That's the only ones I can think of. And the broken mask incident. I think they should take full responsibility for that, because they knew that was a prototype synth that shouldn't have been let out of the Institute. The broken mask incident, as well as I've heard synths, go around and raid settlements, but I don't think that's true, because I've never seen it. I'm director, so I'm the boss here. Motherfuckers, obey me. Obey or survive. Alright, anyway. Oh, yeah. A long day. So anyway, so the Institute's committed 3 big crimes. And yeah, they may have committed some smaller ones. Actually, not really. I mean, so replacing synths with people, right? The broken mask incident and super mutants. So, those crimes sound familiar? Kidnapping people? Yep, you all know and hate them. Gunners. They kidnap people and demand them for ransom. Most of the time they kill you, but occasionally you with the Minutemen stop them. But it happens way too often, so I'll explain what I think should happen. So they're right there. Plus, at least the Institute's replacing the people, so the people are still kind of alive, because you still can interact them with the same way, except though they're machine. I mean, it's not like, you know, replacing them and then putting this one. Can you get a voice? Just get a mop from. What the fuck? You're a creep. Break the laws of physics and you scan me. And what did you scan? Yeah, I'm rolling my head at you for a reason, creep. Okay. So,
trying to teach me robotics.
So next we have the broken mask incident. Again, sound familiar? Raiders. You know, they go in, or not. Again, sound familiar? Mass murder, raiders, gunners, enclave, brotherhood, railroad. Alright, not the railroad.
Father has done remarkable. I would not.
And super mutants. Again, sound familiar from Fallout 3? The Enclave. So basically, all the Institute's crimes have been committed. It may have been before or after. I'm not sure when the Enclave made thereafter. No, FPV was made before the war, and the Institute was nothing but was a college basically before the bombs dropped. So they've committed crimes, right? I'm saying all factions have committed crimes. Brotherhood with the worst amount of crimes. The Institute, 3 big ones. Which,
status. All functions normal.
You think I don't know that? Damn it! I control you. Obey. Obey me. You're mine. Property of me, Dan or Nate. Anyway, so they've all committed their crimes. The Minutemen at Quincy, the railroad with basically
Sounds like those
help.
raiders at Libertarian were quite a handful.
Don't shut the fuck up. Oh yeah. So the Minutemen. So let me list all the other factions' crimes. The Brotherhoods. Come on, the amount of crimes they've committed is just beyond belief. I'll list a few of them. Killing everybody non-human because they're non-human, which is bigoted and hated. They raid settlements like raiders. If anything, they're basically a big beefy gang of gunners, except with fucking vertebrates, power armor, and better weapons. You name it. They have quite the arsenal. So they raid settlements. Yeah, with Proctor T can give you quests, right? Where he says basically you need to get the settlement crops. It almost seems like he just wants you to raid them to get their crops, because they don't need to pay tribute to you. You're not saving the Commonwealth. Alright, so they raid settlements. They're killing innocent ghouls because of what they are, as well as picking fights with synths, just trying to get doing the similar things they do, which is trying to collect some pre-war records, right? That's how they found you, Sean Soul. That's how they found the sole survivor, your spouse, and Sean, via records of Vault 111. So, and then they've committed smaller crimes, like more or less invading the Commonwealth, right? Because Like, when you go to Paladin Dance, he says, why are you in my compound, civilian, when there's no law in the Commonwealth? So they do kind of deem authority over the Commonwealth, which is messed up. But that's not shooting of a crime. So right there, those are two unforgivable crimes. Like crimes that are just beyond evil. Raiding settlements and killing people because they think so. And they're hoarding their technology. Like, they weren't rejected. Unlike the Insitute and the Broken Mask incident, people hated them. So they were kind of rejected. And obviously they'd hide their tech because, you know, they were rejected. So if you're rejected and, you know, it seems risky.
Unit X688.
You're still here. It's been like a year since I destroyed the Pridwin. You've been standing here. Holy crap. It's been a year since that ship went down. Oh my god. So anyway, then the Brotherhood's committed other acts of horror. So they hoard tech, right? They kill innocent people, raid settlements, they don't let anybody in their rankings, or it's really hard to get in at least. Unlike the Insitute, but then though again, they were rejected, and plus everybody wants to get their hands on them, so why would they let people inside? That's kind of a security risk from a tactical standpoint. By letting people in, the Insitute, you know, everybody hates them. And they've, you know, here's other small crimes they've committed. Instead of trying to come to peace with, and they destroyed the railroad. All this two other crimes. They destroyed the railroad without a thought, just because, oh shit! What the hell? It's a floating turret. Oh yeah, I left some tower armor here. Might be a waste, but fuck it. So what they did is they commit mass murder by destroying the Insitute, right, and not issuing the evacuation warning. Yes, you, the sole survivor, can, but they really don't want you to. So if you're trying to really side with the Brotherhood, then you wouldn't. You'd commit murder. By that, then no people could say that the Insitute does the same thing, but who's the one to pick a fight at the end of the day? The Insitute was just there, if you think about it. Like, remember, the Insitute and Enclave were like pre-war factions, basically. So they've always been there, but who came in to attack them? Were it the people of the Commonwealth or a broken simp? I think they could forgive them for that one crime they committed, alright? And maybe whoever let them out could have stood a fair trial at Diamond City. Or the Minutemen could have done that. And again, the Broken Mask incident was where the prototype Gen 3 synth came in to, Diamond City, twitched out and killed people, shot the bartender dead and, you know, murdered people. But remember, that was not a person. So I think, so the Brotherhood, I'm sorry, but they, you know, and the railroad as well, they're crazy. Like, they all they care about is freeing synths. Okay, they say let as many synths out as you want. They don't say let out, you know, some Insitute scientists as well. You know, just because they were born in the Insitute and raised there. So the railroad, come on, we can forget about it. the Soviet era spies. They're weak. They're nothing without you. Fuck the Brotherhood. If I'm doing this, I'm just gameplay for you guys.
Take him down!
Yeah, let's get some synth. Yeah, let's get some synths in, because... So remember, you know the Insitute only attacks the, Brotherhood, because they kind of came there and attacked, and the Railroad, they've always been attacking them. Like, let's get that straight, right? The Railroad, they kind of just attack them, because they think synths are somehow sentient beings. Oh, cool, I discovered quarter. Oh, yeah, it's a mod. Ignore that. So the Railroad, right, they just attack. So then the Minutemen, they only do what the people of the Commonwealth want. But no, shouldn't they realize that, you know, maybe instead of destroying the Insitute, right, whoever's behind their crimes, they should let have a fair trial, right? If you want to rebuild a government, I think that's the only fair thing to do. Is the people who've committed crimes should stand trial and be punished for their actions, like prison time. So I think that would be fair, right? Admit it. Oh, what? What the stranger killed people? Anyway, getting sidetracked. Okay. So I think that it's morally wrong to destroy the Insitute, just because they've only committed 3 crimes, alright? Plus, at least the synths they've created are like the actual people, so it's not like the gunners, where they just abduct people and kill them, basically. So right there, the Broken Mask incident, whoever did that should stand fair trial, alright? They should get, you know, there should be a judge, right? And then they should be convicted of, you know, murder and be sentenced to prison, alright? So that's the first step of having a government, creating rules and boundaries, and those who decide to deceive it, well, there will be consequences. So, right there,
It's only a matter of time.
so I think that's what should happen. So, it's morally wrong to destroy the Insitute. The reason it's okay to destroy the Brotherhood is, yeah, there's kids, but whose fault is that? Paladin Dance is uncomfortable with having kids on Pridwin, yet though he insists, because he wants them to have the best combat efficiency. Well, it's unmatched in Tans, because they know it's war. They came there and kind of started a war with the Insitute for no reason, just because they think technology gone too far. It's kind of irrational. Like, since I'm replacing people, I think the Insitute should stop that, but since you become the director, right, says who you can't just decommission that and try to start a resurrection technology, because the Insitute's capable of anything. Like, they can teleport you. I think a resurrection would be more of a walk in the park for them. And resurrect the people they've killed. And those who can't resurrect, they could build synths, so it'd still be like the people who died. Except, you know, they'd have to suffer the loss. But the other faction, they don't have that technology. But at the end of the day, though, it's really up to your point of view of the Commonwealth, alright? Your point of view is who you think is best. I think it's the Insitute, because, again, right, it's one of the division heads and father, your Sean, your son, that committed the crimes. Not the scientists, right? The division heads did. And whoever caused the broken mask incident. But the rest of them, they're just scientists trying to do their research. Plus, the kids on the Pridwin, it's not Maxon's fault, because he insisted they brought kids aboard the Pridwin, well knowing what they were doing, that they were attacking the Insitute for no reason. There's no logical reason to attack them. Just you believe that doesn't mean you should fall through with it, especially if you know that the Insitute is, you know, millions of years ahead of you in technology. So, that's my point, that, plus, it says that the squires couldn't have escaped. Have you ever thought of that? You know, they were under attack, right? And they saw you trying to hack Liberty Prime. Says who the squires couldn't have escaped by jumping into the water. Only with the Insitute, they can't relay out. They're kind of like trapped there. Plus the squires. Hey, stop, stranger! How did he hide like that? Oh god. Anyway. So it's Maxon's fault that kids die if they do, because again, says who they can't escape. The Pridwin. So I think the canon should be, or at least my opinion is, that it's wrong to kill an enemy. Like, destroying any faction is just wrong. Whoever commits the crime should do the, whoever commits the crime does the time. Alright? Like, that seems fair and simple. I think destroying the Pridwin was morally wrong, but you had one choice though. Killing innocent civilians to keep, or you know, people that kind of came to the Commonwealth and just said, this land's the Insitute is an enemy of us because we think their technology's gone too far. Like, and they also, the Brotherhood also does go out and kill ghouls. Like, I remember I was over here scavenging, right? I heard a vertibird, and I saw ghoul scavenger, right? Then the Brotherhood's Verdi assault team, vertibird, murdered the ghoul for no reason. Alright, they killed civilian. They killed this innocent civilian just for being a ghoul. Then I was up towards the countryside and I saw a similar thing. There was a cavern and a few ghoul guards were traveling along. Brotherhood came. They started attacking. Then to defend themselves, the cavern shot back with their pipe pistols and 10mm, but you know, they were heavily out-armed because they had no power armor, only leather gear and 10mm pistols versus power armor and Gatling guns and laser rifles. That's just horrible. I did. That's when I was doing my like first playthrough when I sucked. So I think, you know, since it's war, unfortunately, you have to make a choice. Either way, you know, you still be committing a crime. So I think, though, instead of you deeming yourself a hero, right, you should lock yourself up, you know, and set like a date for you. Be released. I think that would be fair, right? So if, you know, you had to make kind of like a sacrifice. Then I mean everybody in the Commonwealth hated the Brotherhood. Like, I could tell right from the start that they were, that nobody was gonna like them. I mean, mainly because they did come in and just say, this is all ours now. You all disobey us, this will happen to you. Basically, they'll kill you. Their brutal ways. It's not justified killing the Brotherhood, right? But it is justified killing Max, and I think he's committed enough crimes to warrant a death penalty. Like, it's plain and simple. You know, he's a delusional terrorist, basically. Because if you think about it, they're terrorists. They can hide among the people of the Commonwealth. Then they'll be armed as fuck. So, I'm trying to say is it's wrong to kill all the factions, but you know, you as a sole survivor have to make a choice. I think the sole survivor would choose Insitute because they couldn't kill their own son. I mean, all the resources they put into getting to the Insitute and finding him, killing your own son, I mean, not even from a war standpoint, that's somehow justifiable. It is kind of justifiable destroying the Brotherhood because, you know, they came, more or less invaded the Commonwealth, so you could kind of justify it by there, even though it really shouldn't be justified. You could still do it, and, you know, for some you could convince. Others, though, will disagree. But then, though, you know, in the Commonwealth, that's a lawless world. I've noticed that everybody hated the Brotherhood. Like, the minute they came in, they were hated. Most of your all your companions hate them except Dance and Dogmeat, because Dogmeat doesn't know what the fuck is going on. And I don't know if Strong really cares. Holy shit, a crater. I wonder if this is like a normal explosion or if this was a missile or a nuke. Like a Davy Crockett. Anyway. So, what I think should happen, right, is everybody but Sean, because he dies of cancer, you should bring to trial and arrest them. That means imprison them. It should only be fair, because again, whoever did the crime does the time. Like, because some of the Insitute scientists, they're just there to do some research or do what they think is right. Most of them don't know what the surface is. A lot of them that don't go up to the surface. Only the division heads, you, the sole survivor, Kellogg, and Strong goes out there one. But apart from that, that's it. The only time, you know, Insitute scientists go to the surface. So a lot of them don't really understand the surface. The rest of the factions do, though. So, moral of the story, right? You have to make a sacrifice. Like, it's either, you know, your son, somebody you would dare kill. Especially, I don't think and you have to think of your spouse in this as well. Like, I think your spouse would want you to side with Sean, because, you know, they were their parents. they were Sean's. I think that's, would be make the most sense.
You from a vault? Welcome to the real world. No, you go your way, I'll go mine. Don't want any trouble. You doing okay?
I don't be so rude. Yeah, I'm super mutants. Yeah. So, what I think should happen in the lore is right after you side with the Insitute and defeat the Brotherhood, right? Whoever committed, since you're the director, you apologize, and advanced systems, you arrest whoever made the plan to destroy the Brotherhood and the division head for committing any crimes they've done. And all the division heads, they should all stand trial, right, with the Minutemen. And they serve a reasonable amount of jail time, and then you move on, and then try to restart the CBG, the Commonwealth Provisional Government. I really want to check out super mutant gear for strong. Because remember, you know the gunners commit pretty much the same crime and rape the Insitute has. I mean the Insitute kidnapping people, except that's not as bad because at least they're replacing people. Like at least you kind of can still spend time with them. But I think what should happen, right, is the... Oh shit, who has plasma weapons? Is that the Enclave? No, the Enclave isn't in... Oh, it's the Gunners. Yeah, here's the Gunners. Look, they're attacking innocent people. And you know the Insitute really isn't behind super mutants. It's the pre-war government, or the Enclave that really did it. So, let me give a recall, right? I discussed all the factions' crimes except for the Brotherhood since they've committed so many. Right? And I discussed what I think should happen, which is they should stand a fair, whoever's committed the crime should stand a fair trial. So, right. So you know, no, never mind. So, moral is, it's wrong to destroy the enemy, no matter how bad their crime is. They should stand trial, and then if you feel it's necessary to put them down, then you do what you need to do. So I think there, moral of the story is you shouldn't destroy anybody. You should, arrest them and let them have a fair trial. So I think that's what should happen, alright? So plain and simple, I hope you guys enjoyed and agree, because killing's just wrong. It's just plain and wrong. The only reason I'm killing... This is only a robot. And as I said before, the Gunners are evil. So why... I mean... You guys get the idea that they commit so many crimes on a daily basis. So, what I'm gonna say is, maybe in the lore, right after you become director, you do an investigation on who's committed the Institute's crimes, and then you build a prison, and then have them stand trial, as well as develop some resurrection technology to resurrect the people the Institute killed, and then, you know, again, try to have a cure for FEP. I think that's what should happen, because it's and again, guys, the reason I think the Institute ending is because the railroad admitted most people in the Commonwealth don't know who they are and think they're just a bunch of psychos. I'm so weak. So I'm gonna go to prison after this and give you guys a tour. Super community. Fuck them. So there you go, guys. The Institute's moral. They've committed horrible actions, right? And I say, instead of destroying them or eradicating them, I think it's only fair because there's kids in there as well. Yeah, on the prison, that's Elder Maxon's fault. It's not their fault, alright? They just try to reproduce. Alright, so, recap, I discussed, you know, the Institute's moral, all the facts and crimes, and what I think their punishment should be, because if you want to start it with the government, you need to create law first, and by doing that is, whoever's committed crimes, they need to do the time, alright? So if you guys agree with me that, alright, again, this is only my opinion, but I do think it's fair. You should arrest the people who committed the crimes in Fallout 4, and you know, give them a fair punishment. Like Elder Maxon, I think he gets the death penalty would be suitable for him, because I don't think he'll ever learn. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and you don't have to agree. I'm just saying this is my opinion and what I feel, you know, is right. So, what I think. So guys, this is Come29 signing off, and I'm gonna see you in the next episode. Peace.